Yes, I know. Y'all, everybody loves the weight drop every time. This is only like the 12th time with a weight drop. You think
What
it'd
a
get old?
guy. What a
I think
director of
he picks on
operations
that
you
one
are. Huh?
now.
Well, I do. I run a strap every time now. All it makes me.
You know
Hey guys,
when people seen that the stock on rubber straps went sky high. Just so you know.
Rubber strap, what you stopping at?
well, it does set a standard for quality of weight drop.
Yes.
You got to roll
Anyway.
it and flip it when you do it.
Yeah, right. We seen
Right.
that. We seen that at Chatham, as a matter of fact.
Yes, there's
Anyway,
some other professionals too.
good evening,
On the
antique tractor
introductions.
pull fans and pullers and et cetera, et cetera. I'm just going to step aside because, as you can see, we've got a lot of people here tonight, and I'm going to turn it over to the director of operations.
Oh, I'm the director of operations.
You are director of operations, Rich. So,
I'll say I'm sorry. That's for sure.
yeah, we
He's sitting at the
got
screen right now.
Yeah.
a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So I'm just going to keep the intro short and enjoy the show. It's free. You know somebody that wants to come on here. Tell them we're on live, and let's make it happen.
You're not going to do the whole like, subscribe, all that happy stuff. Come on, man. Where's your
Like,
spiel?
subscribe, share, do all that stuff. It's
There
all
you go.
free. Do all the things. How's that? Do all the
There
things.
you go. Do all the things.
And
Oh, and you want to go first?
No, go.
take
Go
it
ahead.
away.
You're doing fine so far.
Okay. Well, since I'm doing so great tonight, good evening, everyone. Obviously, we have Olin and Mikey here with me, or I'm here with them. However you want to look at it. We're all in this tight little screen. We have the one and only Hillbilly Chrome up there going to give us a little words of wisdom sometime this evening. Uh, Ray Kauffman is going to tell us about Harrisburg. Carl and JJ are going to tell us a little more about what they got going on with their benefit project, so to speak. Mr. Josh Longmire is going to tell us all about White Pines. And LW, I apologize. I don't know who your esteemed guest is, but you're going to have to introduce them yourself. They're going to tell us about what they're trying to get off the ground down there in Virginia. Mr. Hitchens, and sometime this evening, more than likely, Mr. Remley are going to talk to us a whole lot about the upcoming PA Point series. And that's just a lot of good information and hopefully a entertaining evening. You want to say anything before we move to Ray?
No, that's pretty much what we got going on. We got guests telling us about things going on. Everybody, take the information, use it how you can in your local polls. If you got questions, these guys here are more willing to answer. That's why they're on here. They're all guests. They're just doing that. They're not nobody's paid. They're just doing that out of the goodness of the heart to promote tractor pulling. So thank you for them being here. And let's lead off with Harrisburg. Harrisburg just had a pull this past weekend. Ray was running it. Ray, tell me about your stats of your pull and how it went.
Well, thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me go first. I'm down here in Florida working. I left a day late, but down here in Florida working, so I fit some time in. But we had 1,185 hooks total. Um, Everything seemed to run smooth. Glitch or two here, normal with a big event like that. Um, we had a variety of tractors, of course, but we had a big variety of states covered. We had Pennsylvania, we had Ohio, we had Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Missouri, Tennessee, and we even had pullers from Ontario come down and one puller from Florida. And it ran well. We did a new layout. We had a few glitches first thing in the morning on Friday, but other than that, that rolled smoothly. I can't say enough and thank, I'll say, my staff, my crew, our crew, Don and Paul, Jason in registration and his crew. They did a fantastic job. Nicole helped. Nicole Morrison, she was there helping us like she has been the last few years. Uh, I got the FFA involved from Manor FFA, Penn Manor High School. And those kids, we showed them, stuck around with them, and they ran with it. And they did a fantastic job helping with lineup. They hooked and unhooked, helped with the scales. with the new lineup, we had a lower set of scales. That's where the jam up a little bit Friday morning, but we got through it. And they did the lineup, and they came up through the spline, and we pulled from the catwalk towards the fans and the doors, and then did a final scales, and they ran them and verified everybody's draw bar and weight. Our well-known puller from up north, Cliff Stuger, he said that the air quality has been the best that he was ever there, and with the tractors pulling towards the fans, it was able to, suck out quicker there. When your tractor gets on a load. But I can't thank everybody enough for coming, and we're looking forward to next year. Next year's already planned. We got some ideas and little changes here and there to make, and we're looking into 27 only for the fact that the facility has notified me that Easter is early in 27, so we might have to do a little adjustment there. But I'm worried about finishing up and doing some changes and modifying a few things for next year. But working with Don and Paul, when we decided that we had a fantastic crew. Everybody clicked. Everybody offered different times to help if we needed something or anything. So we had a fantastic 2 days, really 3 long days. We were there at 9 o'clock Thursday morning, and there was already a dozen pullers there waiting. And fortunate enough, we got set up. We were able to open the building up a little bit earlier, like just after 12, and then had registration open early till 5, and we were able to get going. Friday night, we pulled late. We just kind of called it when we saw it and took the 2 classes that were remaining, and we just moved them to Saturday morning and started off. And we delayed the start Saturday morning a little bit, not for anything on our end, but there was 2 other events going on in the farm show complex, and there was like a 20-minute backup getting in the complex. So we started. It was 8:30, I think. But all the pullers were respectful. If they had a problem, an issue, a concern, they came right to us, pulled us aside, asked us this, asked us that. So I can't say enough how we appreciated that, politeness. And I gotta really throw it out there and thank my crew there with Decision Maker with the sleds. They did a fantastic job. All I did was unhook my sled Thursday, and they ran with it.
Remley.
Logan and Tommy and Ty and Trevor and Richard, they just ran with it. They were just about dead on all weekend with us. And the track crew, Craig and his crew there, they built the track. The track stayed nice. And Brandon and his crew from Williams Grove that brings some equipment down and helps take care of the track. They stayed on top of it. We had one tractor go down Friday morning, and then we had another one go down Friday night. But we had other replacements. We had backups for backups, and it went well. I'm really pleased, and I was glad to see the amount of pullers, some new faces, old faces return, and we were very, very pleased.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so one thing you mentioned real quick, the fans. I was going to ask you, and you, even though you already answered the question, pulling towards those fans, obviously in your higher RPM range, more exhaust range, so to speak. Obviously, it was a good idea. You're saying.
Yeah, it turned out because when you pull from the garage door towards the catwalk, the tractor's getting under load with the sled. Well, now it's reversed. So when they were getting under load, more exhaust is coming out. They were closer to the fans, and it cleared out quicker.
Awesome.
Even with our diesels that pulled later in the heavy stuff, it just cleared, kept the building clear. It was a good choice, I believe. And the flow, we didn't have much problem in the catwalk. We thought we were going to have a problem because years ago we had tried this and it was jam up. But sleds moved. We pulled the pullers in, and we nosed them towards the bleachers. So when the sleds came back, they were able to back right up into the sled.
That's
There was
perfect.
no turning around,
That's
and
good
it
thinking.
saved us a lot. It saved us a good bit, and uh, it worked well. And we're going to do some tweaking here and there, and that's up. And the FFA classes went really well. We're going to do a presentation next month. Um, at the one of their FFA when they have their meeting, and they're going to get a nice amount to go to their trip fund. Plus, they're going to get a check for 10 jackets to go towards the class of 25, 26.
Cool.
So
How
they're
long are the
very
tracks, Ray? I'm sorry. How long are the tracks without having to sand pile and not having to sled outside the building? When the other show that's there pulls,
we
they have
could
the
go.
sled.
You could go a good 200 and 205, 210 without being too close to the wall. Now, of course, with the mini sled, we ran that a good portion, 3/4. So, of course, the track would be longer. So, with the mini
Right.
sled, we were able to go 250, 260 if we set a full pull mark.
Okay.
But
Cool. That's good to know.
um, I'll say on the farther slide, um, we had my trailer sitting inside, which was towards the equine barn where the indoor pits were. Um, the farther side, we got them up there, and they were up there at the 200 feet area and change, and we only had, I don't know, a half a dozen resets maybe if we needed it, or just an adjustment here and there. But other than that, it was good. It was nice. It really worked well, and everything. The facility is great to us. Uh, they check in with us once and text and email me once or twice. And other than that, we kind of have the run of the facility, just kind of like we do with when Keystone's going there the week before. They just let us do our thing. Yeah,
Yeah, as
they
long
were.
as
It was
long as
good.
there's no havoc and no major issues, there should be no
Exactly.
let you do your show, leave you alone, let you do your show. So
Yeah, and Saturday, towards the end, I did get to see the gentleman that goes around with the meter, and he said it's not even dialing. He said this is wonderful.
good.
And I said, well, good. We were concerned, and I didn't hear nothing, so I guess we were okay, because I was really worried with a volleyball tournament in the giant arena and a wrestling tournament in the other arena. I thought just what we need is fumes when there are a bunch of athletes, running around and hearts beating. But no, we did. It went well, and at the end, everybody chipped in to help tear down. Um, it flowed nice. There's videos out there. Rob
Caraba,
Cabrera, Caraba,
Caraba, yeah, Caraba.
he was there, videotaped the fast side, and from what I'm seeing, his videos they're fantastic. Um, I just repost them onto the other Facebook page. So they're out there. He did not get, he didn't have a camera on the slow side, but you can see the 3 and 4 mile an hour side there pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was nice to see, Olan and McIntyre there. And of course, Hillbilly was there playing and playing. We only had to tow him off or push him off one time. But other than that, we were good. No major breakage, no major breakage unless it was something that they could internally that they were able to get the tractor off. But we had no major tows off or anything. So it, all in all, knock on wood, not to curses, but everything went off without a hitch, without any major difficulties or anything. It was really well. It really ran smooth, I believe.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We got a lot of good. We've been getting a lot of good responses.
Final thoughts there, Ray?
I just appreciate everybody coming. Uh, we're taking a break right now for a little while to catch ourselves. I got the farm show building in me, so I've been suffering a little bit. But May, we're going to meet there in May. Start doing some notes. Anybody has any ideas, suggestions on it, just message us and let us know. And I want to wish everybody a wonderful pulling season, and everybody be safe at the track and traveling. And we look forward to seeing everybody in 26 in Harrisburg again.
All right, then. Y'all heard
Uh,
that, right? Thank you for
uh,
coming on. I
I
do want
appreciate you having me on first. I
to.
didn't want to get any special privileges, but I fitted into some work down here in Florida, and I'm going to stay connected, listen in. But have to get back and take care of some priorities down here. But everybody, again, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing some new faces, old faces again next year. And everybody this year have a safe and wonderful and enjoyable pulling season. And I hope to see a bunch of us throughout here from now to, I'll say, November. That's when I get done. The second week of November is my last show. So,
Pretty soon it's going to be
so
year round.
yeah, pretty soon, pretty soon. So, but yeah, and so yep. But I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yep.
All right,
But
then.
not being rude, I'm going to sign out here then, and you guys have a good night and a good show. And I'm going to listen in. JR, if anybody would
Okay.
need to comment, just message me, and I'll try to answer back, to you. If somebody has a
Okay.
question about the Mid Atlantic, I'll try to message you back.
Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Ray.
you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody have a good night. I appreciate it.
I do want to mention that there was a lot of volunteer pullers helping during the pull, which was very beneficial. I've seen them off and on. I don't want them to be even feel a little bit slighted. Next poll we want to talk about, it was a poll running simultaneously at the same time with Josh Longmire down there in White Pond, Tennessee. A different format entirely, different track conditions, different sleds. Josh, tell me about your FFA poll and how it went.
Our FFA pull this past weekend was actually, as far as what we were trying to accomplish, probably the best pull we've had. We had 597 hooks on 2 days, which is not a huge number, but it was enough. We fast modified stuff of a night, and we done the best gated mission we've done in been up there this year. And had
Guys, when you say gated mission, how many people did you have show up in attendance in the back in the bleachers?
according to it's just on Saturday night, but according to the numbers, it was over 1,000 there.
1,000 spectators.
There's over 1,000 there Saturday night watching because part of the we invited FFA chapters because Sunday started state FFA convention down here just up the road in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So we invited FFA chapters from all across the state, and if they came in a bus, then we let them in for $5 a person. And so
Thoughtful.
they're by the money they gate, it was over 1,000 Saturday night. So
Completely different format. I don't know if anybody know of any other pool where it's antique pool and has that type of spectators. It just
Not really.
Saturday night we started the show that night with we done a King of the Hill, we called it the Pot of Blue and Gold class for the antique pullers, and that class was 75% payback, and it was split between the winner and the winner's choice of FFA chapter that it goes back to. Zach Agee took it back home to Franklin County, Virginia, this year, and we had the Allison sleds down there. We had some minor things go on, but we got them figured out, and I think all in all the pull went pretty decently. We pulled all the antiques and the fast stuff for show, however you want to call it. And by Saturday night, 10 o'clock, we was breaking down. We was done loading up, going to the house.
Wow. 10 o'clock. That's awesome.
did you have Noah drive drive a tractor during your pool?
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that later on.
We done a King of the Hill class for the tractor project going on for Noah, and he drove a tractor in it, and then actually in Saturday he entered up in a class for himself and pulled again Saturday too.
What type of did you run? All cut tire classes or not all cut tire classes?
We run some cuts. We run some top cuts. We run any cuts full, and we didn't run those specifically full cut classes, but you could go anything 6 mile an hour and up was any cut.
And you
But
had uncut tire
we,
classes going on.
we had several show up in the uncut classes this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And at nighttime, what did you run at nighttime? What type of stuff would you run at nighttime?
We ran 4,300-pound mini trucks. We had a 5,800-pound drives. We had a couple of 200 pro stocks and a couple of limited super stocks. And then on Saturday night, we had a young lady show up with a 200-pound super modified blower truck, and she run it 4-wheel drive. Just as a, and they just bought it for her, trying to get her a few passes in the seat before season starts, and she took it.
And so all the money from the pool that you generated went to your local FFA, correct?
Well, it's in the alumni account, but in the end, yes, it all ends up in the FFA. That way, 100% of it can go to the FFA.
And that's probably the biggest difference between the fall pool and the spring pool is everything you do is for the FFA. Fall pool is for a tractor pulling organization.
Everybody there that was there working or had any part of our pool was there volunteer. No, I mean, the track crew wasn't hired. It was all us hooking, unhooking, flagging. All of it was done by us in house, and it's all voluntary. We have no expenses as far as any working in the pool. We have no expenses on that.
And it all goes back to benefit the alumni of the FFA, right?
Yes, and we give away scholarships with it. Various other things that the chapter may need. One year, we bought them a 7x14 enclosed trailer for them to haul plants in for their plant sales, haul luggage to national convention. All they can do with it what they want, how they want, however they need. And last year, we give away $6,000 worth of scholarships. Uh, registration fees for state convention, we paid that so kids don't have to pay it out of their pocket. And potentially be somebody out there that may not get to go because of that. We paid their way.
And your rotary mower, it went to a new home.
Yeah, but it stayed right here in Dandridge, Tennessee. It didn't. We didn't get to load it up on somebody's trailer to go home with them. You got to stay right here at home. I don't have any idea of that, but
Yeah, again, got to redo it. Put something else on.
And everybody that come and support us, you help put on the best show we've had in 3 years being there. And we're going Monday night at 7:00. We're going to talk about this one, what we could change, what we could do better, this, that, and another, and get ready for next year too.
And much like Harrisburg, you're locked into the date, so is that you can't do much about the date. That's where you're at, correct?
And the way we got this building, actually, the year we went up there, like we called the year before, and just so happened somebody canceled their event on this weekend, and so we got it, and now we're we're kind of locked into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No other open weekends.
Mm-hmm. Any more thoughts you want to go? I want to hear about probably the Noah project since he was down there with you. Any more thoughts you want to tell us about what went on your 2 days? You had a good track, I understand. The report I got, guys carrying exceptional amount of front end weights, and it was hooking up pretty good.
Yeah, our track was pretty consistent as where it's been in the spring at the rest of our pools. We a lot of water, and you did have to have quite a bit of nose weight to keep it down.
Mm-hmm. And you had a long tractors from far away or all local, or how'd all that roll out?
I know there was some tractors there from Connecticut, Ohio, Indiana, the Carolinas, Virginia, then the local guys too. Now there could have been more, and I just, I don't know where from. I spent my time running around doing this, that, and another, and uh, didn't get a whole lot of talking time with, if I didn't know a face, I tried to, introduce myself the first time they've been there, and but there could have been more that I don't know of.
Yeah. It's a tireless, endless job running a pole. I think Ray can justify that. Anybody who's run a pole knows it's like you can never be enough places and never know enough right answers.
Right.
So good job to you. Good job to the FFA. Let's hear if you have any more thoughts. Before I go? I want to talk about Noah and his project.
No, I'll let JJ share all that, from what we did.
JJ and Carl fill us in on that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Very much appreciated. All right, JJ, Carl, which one you want to go first, or you want to go same time? Fill us up. What's going on? Tell us how Noah did with his pulling, and anything else you want to tell us. And then go back and re-explain what the Noah project is. Okay. In case somebody missed it from the last show.
The NOAA project is something we came up with to help Noah out. He was just getting in the tractor pulling when he was involved in an accident and became paralyzed. So we decided we'd build him a tractor, and the help is to do this is overwhelming. The amount of people and the support has been just absolutely wonderful. I know that the white pine pole, I believe it was over $1,800 they raised in that Noah hook class donated to the project. I believe it was. That was super help. It's just, I think it's a wonderful project. I'm really excited about it. I've been excited since the go of it. It's actually giving me a boost into my tractor pulling, from being kind of bummed out, a few things going on with tractors not running right or whatever, and it's a boost of morale for me anyways, and I think it has been for a lot of other people that are involved in the project.
JJ, you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
You work with Noah more than anybody. Tractors up in your barn, isn't it?
Yes, it's in our shop.
So what do you see going on? I've seen videos that you posted of Noah in there working with you all on it.
Yes, sir. He has. We haven't had a whole lot of time with the pulls going on to get really fully started on it. I mean, we've got it tore down, getting everything accumulated for it. We have pretty much got everything we need as far as parts. We're waiting on a little machine work to get done. The response, as Carl was saying, is overwhelming. Everybody's willing to, donate stuff, help out, and it's just great. Right now,
where would they find a video or Facebook? What do you have it identified as that people can follow along, and maybe another organization can learn from it and watch what's going on with what you're doing? Where would they find this at?
Well, we have a Noah White pulling page started on Facebook. You can go there, and most of us in our club, are posting videos of Noah, and so you can pretty much find it on Facebook. But I wanted to go over what I have now, as to thank some people that have donated and been really great on this getting started. First of all, Josh and Adam at the Jefferson County FFA pool, as Carl was saying, the class, they donated, it donated $1,850 just in that one class. And that night we had some other substantial donations. Southern Ground Boutique, Sally, she was great. She donated $500 that night, and challenged anyone else to donate, to match it. Odell Atkins, he won the modified pool that night, and he donated his winnings, which was great. So all in all, that night, it was right much cash donated. And we've got a ton of people that have donated parts, motor parts. And if I have time, I can go down the list and hopefully won't forget anybody. But if we don't, we can do that on
Well,
another.
let's take a little time. Thank those that have helped along the way.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, in no certain order, we've got Corbin Lester donated the side shields. Travis Trent made some clamshell fenders for it. Matt Stauffer, Hillbilly Chrome, of course, donated motor part, and we thank you. Jonathan Devotee is doing all the aluminum accessory work, and donated a crank, which we found out was bad. So he's been wonderful. Drew King, he is getting the machine work done. James Lone, he's going to be painting the tractor. David Sapelnik donated an alternator. Warren Townsend, give us a radiator. And Brian Lester doing a steering wheel and decals. Nick Fortune donated black aluminum front wheels. Austin Brenniger has donated a starter. Matt Parker, he donated gauges. Kevin Long donated some suitcase weights. Nate Tucker has donated a clutch handle. And he's also working with us a little bit on trying to figure out a seat deal for Noah. Jake Shiflett donated MSD box. Johnny Williams donated some tires and is doing us a ignition box. John and Jamie Sizemore are doing hood and grills. And Brian Rutroff, he's donating a lot of parts and doing labor and helping us on the tractor. Zach and Randy Agee is doing getting a cam done for us. So it's numerous people, and I'm sure it's some people I have forgotten, and I apologize. And we've had some anonymous donors. So it's well in the works and getting off the ground.
Man, that's great. That's good to see that many people helping out, and then some you didn't even mention.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I think it's remarkable, and I'm hoping other foreign organizations can find a similar situation to go do. Use you all as a role model and as guidance on what you've learned when you did this along the way. This project. At some time, I'd even like to have Noah talk to us, if he doesn't mind.
We can do that.
I don't know Noah if he's a shy individual or not. I do know I've been told he has a wonderful personality and very appreciative of what's going on. So, I'd like to see more of this in tractor pulling. There's a lot of things tractor pullers can do as a group. This is good outreach. Carl, you got
I forgot one person. I did forget somebody, and someone pointed it out to me. Tim Yates is doing a set of wheels for it, the back wheels. So I have to thank him.
Yeah.
So.
And, I'm sure that list will continuously change.
Oh,
and there'll be more added. As you all know from pulling tractors, you never seem to have enough parts and accessories. Just keeping a spare fuel filter can be a lifesaver. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
you know, you just never know. Yeah, or a ratchet strap, right?
Oh, yeah. Keep weights from falling off.
Yes, that's what it's Jay. JJ thought. I appreciate you understood. All right, Carl, you got any more on that subject?
One other one I think you forgot, JJ, was Dustin Hines from uh
Oh, yes.
donating the tire cutting for us.
Yeah, like I say,
It's hard
I'm
to
sure I'm
remember, but
forgetting a lot of people.
there's been
Yeah.
so many people. There's people that they've come up and said, how can I help? And I said I'll get back in, and unfortunately, some of the people I just it's been overwhelming. I can't remember everybody, so
That's
it's
right.
it's super. I know this ambitious project. We're hoping to have it done by the 1st of August to have it at one of the Virginia polls and present him with the tractor. So hopefully we can get it done for him. I think it'd be a great place to give it to him and right close to home for him and everything. So
Yeah, Olan, you and Richard, y'all guys need to attend that. I'll be in touch with you about that.
Oh yeah. If we can make it happen, we'd love to see it happen. Absolutely.
Okay.
You never know, Mr. JR might come down and video it for us. You never
I'm
know that guy.
thinking from a
That would be
schedule now.
wonderful.
I'm
You
thinking
never
from a
know
schedule
about
now.
him. You never know about him. He'll do what he can. I guarantee you that.
Approximately when in August, JJ?
August the 9th is our first pull here on our farm. That is our goal, to have it premiered then. So that's what we're working for anyway.
Yeah, I have a 2-track event in Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
Well, I know you're probably busy, so
Well, we'll save a video. We'll bring it back with us. Yep.
52, 58 mile an hour.
Okay, mate. Let's go into. All right, Carl, JJ, appreciate your time. We'll be keeping in touch with you, having you back, doing more follow up. Maybe you have some have more video or something to show at a later time.
I will.
All right. We
thank
got
you, Owen.
you guys are very much welcome. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, let's try to get him lined up to come on sometime here.
Yes.
Noah, get Noah on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do
And,
that. I'll arrange for that.
Yeah.
He
guys,
feels like a celebrity when I talked to him Friday. He said, I feel like a celebrity.
I'll tell him he's just a guy in need of a tractor. That's all he is.
That's all it is.
And everybody else sees it that way, and that's how we're going with it. All right. And he's actually helping others that are in similar situations by being the one on the camera at this time.
Mhm.
He's an inspiration.
It's always hope. Always hope.
He's a big inspiration.
All right. So with that, we're gonna move on. We want PA traveling points. We want to discuss. It's coming. The deadline is fast approaching. Mike, you want to roll with it? Tell us what's the latest on the status and what we need to know if we need to know something.
All right. Well, I'll start it off with right now. We have 19 signed up for the 5,500 class and 17 in the 4,500 class. Still time to sign up. We've got till Tuesday, April the 1st of next week to sign up. That'd be the cutoff point.
There will be no sign-ups after that date.
Not after, April 1st is the cutoff. So if you're thinking about it,
Your payment date is
that'll be trout runs on April the 12th. If you can't make that one and you want to, that'll be one of your give five, one of the best 5 of 6. So you have to give that up. You can pay at Forksville at the second one in May. But I would try and beat all of them if possible because every point.
have we got prizes determined this year? That will be after
We're still working on some sponsorship stuff at this time. So just as soon as we see what final sign up is, we'll go with that. If someone does, we have posted
The guy Don Remley.
some of the names on the Facebook page.
That was his
We'll have that updated here in the next day or two, the latest. If someone has signed up for some reason they don't see their name on there, let us know, and we'll get that taken care of. Let's see what else. What else we got there, Greg? What am I missing?
Weights. We did that. Any new protocols or procedures this year compared to last year that need to be
No,
discussed?
we did have some questions. We were looking at how we were going to do the points of the totaling of them, but we did have some people come to us, and so we decided we're going to leave the way we did the points the same as last year as far as calculating the points.
And you had a change in rain date scheduling and stuff, correct?
Yes. So there'll be a rain date for the first 3 pulls, and then there'll be a rain date for the second 3 pulls. So hopefully Mother Nature will treat us a little better this year.
We had different locations this year.
Yeah, there'll be a few that we weren't at last year. So we have one scheduled. Let's see, that's October, isn't it, Greg, for Middle Creek? Yeah. And then we have a rain date at Middle Creek too. That'll be for the last 3. The rest of the places were ones we were going to last year. So.
Are some of these pulls piggybacking on big tire pulls?
Not quite yet. That's something.
But the hose track have big tire pulls about the same time.
Well, there is. Yeah. There is, like Forksville. They're going to have a pull Friday night for big tire, and then Saturday will be the points for the small tire, and they'll have different classes. They've got a whole lot of things going on there. So yeah, you could read up on. They've posted a flyer on all that. So yeah, and then is there any other ones doing that, Greg? I don't think so.
No, not this year. I think we got away from the big tire and small tire because of the tractor count from last year. So.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, was quite a bit.
Well, I'm noticing that by points being in existence, there is some change coming to tractor pull structure and thoughts and concepts. And it'd be interesting what the future holds when points gets done running for this year. Last year was interesting. This year will be interesting again. We'll see how it all goes. Points can run a separate entity on a lot of things compared to the regular pool on location, timing. So, it's going to be interesting what the final outcome is and what's learned. Because I've learned a long time ago at tractor pulling, one voice can change a lot of tractor pulling, and one group of tractors pulling. Look what it did before Noah down there in White Pine, just giving him one flash for that young fella. Changed a lot. So what does one class of points do? It changed a lot too. There's a lot of change coming out of it. So I recommend everybody watching. I understand other parts of the country runs points. I'm going to try to eventually get some of them to come on and talk about their point series. I've heard there's one at some in Western PA. I know there's some in Indiana, and I'm sure there's some going on up north towards Michigan and all. And there's other places running points. So points is run a lot of places, and it's interesting what comes out of them, what you learn by doing them. You want to go back and follow along up, Mike?
It's a learning experience.
It's also a learning experience for those that are running it.
Yes, yeah. That's
quite challenging at times from what I'm seeing.
But we like to hear people's thoughts. That's how we, try to make this thing better as we go. And we've changed a few things from people's suggestions.
You can't guess it right all the time, but you can only try. So trying is what you need. You need people trying. Otherwise, you're going to be in the same sandbox, going the same formula all the time.
Yep.
Greg,
Is,
you
is
got some
there
thoughts?
is there a lot of people signed up so far? Or?
Well, right now we've got 19 for the 5,500 class and 17 for the 4,500 class. Yeah. Not quite as much as we had right now as last year, but there's still a few days to go.
Yeah.
So hopefully a
Last
few
minute
more
rush.
sign up and yep, add to the total here.
Yep.
I'm looking to go forward because everywhere you go to the points goes, the class is a nice size. There's decent money to run for. There's decent tractors to run with, really good tractors going in them points classes. It's a tractor pullers challenge if you want a good challenge.
Yep.
So can't say enough about that challenge and be a part of it if you like the challenge. If you don't, well, that's okay too. The other classes, and you don't have to run points. Nobody says you have to. So enjoy your pulling however suits you. All right.
Yep.
Greg, you got any more? Because I'm waiting for a Chrome perspective.
No, I'm good. Mike covered it pretty good tonight.
All right, guys, remember the cutoff date is right close, April 1st. And money's going to follow at either first pool you show up of the first two. That's where it's at. Okay, you got to have a cutoff date.
Yep.
Whereabouts in the road are you at, Greg, to still be daylight in the background?
I am in Bossier City, Louisiana.
Okay. Central time.
Shreveport.
Yep.
All right. I've been waiting. I have Mr. Matt Stauffer, Mr. Hillbilly Chrome, with a Chrome perspective out time. What's that time for?
Can't hear you, Matt.
Uh oh, we got Matt no speaking.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know. I'm waiting for this. Now he went silent.
Matt. Wait.
Are you trying to get him to do LW first or you next?
Oh,
LW
I'm
first.
mistaken. LW, sorry, Al.
Yeah.
I said I messed up. I did. LW, forgive me, please.
For 10 seconds.
It's your fault. LW is his fault. He's in charge of production. LW,
And that's the way it is, ain't it?
LW, fill us in before I'm sorry. I can't even hardly see the screen. He brought me a small screen.
Gotcha.
It's a 13-inch step.
That's small for me.
LW, go ahead and tell us something.
And introduce your guest.
Yeah, that's
So I'm LW. This is Amos Hockaday. He's vice president of Tri-County. We're gonna, we're kicking off a new thing April the 5th. We're running every class from 3,000 to 12,000. 3.5 mile an hour uncut, 3.5 mile an hour any cut, and 6 mile an hour big tire any cut. We'll be starting at 10 o'clock on April the 5th down in Callio, Virginia. 50% payback to the top 3 places in every class. And we're going to throw a 52-50 8 mile an hour in there. It's going to be I know a guy class, and we're doing it for Noah White. 50% of the payback goes to Noah, and the winner, if they want to donate their winnings to Noah, that can also be donated as well. But that 50% will be left up to them on what they want to do with that. We're just getting geared up and getting ready to kick the pulling season off. So
tell us what it's like to be at Callio. What's the host track like? Food, bathrooms? You said it was a Roritan?
It's a Ruritan club. It's got decent bathroom facilities, no outhouses. You actually got an actual bathroom to use. They supply all of the food and everything. Track is in the shade for the most part. It's not a real sticky track, but at a lot of times it takes some power to get down that track too. So it's got a fair amount of sand there, but it's great facility, easy to get in and out of. Good roads getting there. It's very little shortness of back roads to get in there to the facilities. And, you know, we're even considering running a night pool there one time also.
Do you have signboards, pullback sled, speed boards? How do you handle that, LW?
We don't have signboards yet, considering that we're just starting off. So it'll be just a monitor on the sled and a monitor at the announcer stand. It's 3 horns, pullback sled. It's not a real big sled. It's a smaller sled, but it'll definitely take the power from you when it needs to. So it works great for the lighter weight tractors, and, you know, it can still handle the big tractors as well. So,
And your small tire, that's 16.9 34s, right? And 15.5.
yes, sir. Yes, sir, Greg. The 3.5 mile an hour any cut small tire. Every bit of the rules and everything matches the PA points rule thing. So that class is based off of what you and Mike are doing up there. So if any of y'all guys want to come down and pull,
Sounds like a test and tune to me.
it's a test and tune for you guys to come down. We would love to have y'all. And, you know, it gives room for everybody to make changes and stuff if they need to. And, you know, maybe somebody will get his Oliver fixed and come up there and pull with us. So, you know, it's a big opportunity for everybody. And with doing the 50% payback, you know, it kind of gives the pullers, you know, if you get good enough to where you can put fuel money back in the truck to get home, you know, it ain't cost you nothing to come and play all day. So,
Exactly.
Ooh.
LW, is there a place online that they can find rules, registration, locations, all those good things yet?
Yeah, if you go on the Tri-County tractor pullers page, you can see all the rules. It's posted on there as the rules. It's posted all of the classes on there and hook fee and everything. So the only thing that we don't know is what the Ruetan is going to charge to get in the gate. They haven't released, you know, which normally it'll probably be, it's $5 a person.
It's $5.
It's $5 a person to get in the gate is what the Ruetan is going to charge everybody to get in there. So,
And it's all posted on the Calio Ruetan page also.
And the best person to contact, LW, for information is?
you can contact me, or you can go on the Facebook page. I'm pretty sure I know I'm on there. I think one of the gentlemen from Calio is on there, and I can't exactly remember who the third person is on the Calio post to reach out to them as far as for information. But as far as for Tri-County goes, you can just contact me. My number's on there and everything, and I'll answer any questions that you got.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be a fun poll. New location to go to. You might have follow-up polls if this goes well.
Yeah, if well, we already know that we got a couple of extra pulls lined up. They'll just be we've got 1 or 2 pulls that we're working in the mix up in Southern Maryland area at Sean Bean's place. And if everything goes as planned, we'll be hosting 1 or 2 more pulls at Calio. So that's to be determined.
And the distance from Beans to Calio is about an hour.
I think it takes Sean and them about 2 hours to get there. I think it is 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great.
Sean's in Southern Maryland area, so we'll be posting that up after the April the 5th poll. We'll start getting everybody geared up for that.
Anything further, LW? Since I neglected to bring you on time, I want to make sure I give you time.
No, that's fine. No, we really ain't got much more to stand on. All of the membership fees and stuff is on the Facebook page. We're also going to run a points thing where it's $50 per tractor per class. the money that's in that class and all of the tractors that sign
Now,
up for it.
just
What's
just
that?
in case, is there everybody call you if there's a rain problem?
No.
Yes.
If we have a rain date, it'll be scheduled for another date or anything like that. So, but
And
we're going
you're going to try to put that out well in advance somewhere that everybody knows, right?
yeah.
Things happen. Things happen. That's all I know.
Yeah. If it gets rained out, it'll definitely be moved to a different date. I'll definitely be reaching out to Greg and all of them and Mike and everybody to make sure, JJ and all of them, because we don't want to cross over on a date to where we step on anybody else's feet per se, and take up a pull or try to take pullers from other clubs or lose pullers because of other clubs. So we're trying to get the most attendance as possible.
Good luck to you with all that. Trying to get that kind of thing off the ground is tedious and time consuming at the best of days. So wish you all the best, and obviously stay in touch, and be on social media and get your name and your word out there.
Yes, sir. We thank y'all.
Thank you for showing up.
Yes, sir.
The man's got the jacket.
Does he have his Chrome jacket on? I
Got
can't.
to be ready now.
He does.
He got the Chrome. Oh yeah, visionary
now?
glasses and all.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Talk about a camera, man.
Hey, JR, you have me on backstage on the laptop. Can you switch it back and see if it works?
Yeah, you got a lot of feedback. You'll need to turn one of your volumes down. Try that.
How many of those are we gonna get?
I don't know. They're plural now.
Now
It's not working, Matt. We can't hear you. We can see, but we can't hear you on your laptop.
Nope.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, if there's feedback, I can only have you on one or the other because it feeds back bad.
How about now? I got rid of the laptop.
Perfect. Now you're good to go.
All right, I can barely hear you, but we're going to try to make this work.
Okay.
So just picking up on what Ray said, he didn't mention it, I don't think, but for FFA, they raised $1,740, so that was good. They had, I think, 6 different classes, and FFA got half the hook fees. So that was a plus. The other thing that he didn't mention, which worked for Harrisburg, I don't know if it would work for the other indoor pools, is that you scaled on your way into the arena, and then you could go to either track, fast or slow, and even switch from fast to slow or vice versa at the same weight, and then weigh on your way outside of the arena. You didn't have to rescale once you were in there, and we all know that sometimes the scales aren't exact, and you have to throw off 50 pounds to run on one side versus the other. And a lot of us were skeptical that all this, the scales would be the same, but they were dead nuts on both days. There was not 5 pounds difference that I saw, so that worked well. And they should try doing that again. Just give me a head nod if you're picking that up.
You're good.
Okay. On the NOAA project, I got to take a shot at these guys. I'm like geographically halfway between where Carl's from, not where he lives, but where he's from and where JJ's from. And if I put my northern ears on, I can understand Carl, and I put my southern ears on, I can understand JJ. But how they understand each other, I have no idea. It just amazes me. But those guys ought to get a lot of credit. And the one question I have for you guys is, like, what classes are you targeting this tractor for? Top cut, non-cut? I'm just curious.
Well, most of it's going to be a 4 mile an hour tractor, and most of our classes are top cut. And then we have our 6 mile an hour full cuts, or any cut, however you want to look at it. So he's going to be in the top cut classes, and basically we're looking 45 to 555, somewhere in that weight range is where the tractor is going to be. So it's going to be a good deal, I believe.
Okay, and I heard you say you wanted to debut it in August, which I think is great. And I don't know if you're thinking this far ahead, but if you could get him back down to White Pine in the fall with the tractor, maybe you can set something up that anybody that had a hand in it could get together for a group picture or some kind of celebration, and have him pull down there. I think that would be something.
Oh, absolutely.
Something to work towards.
Oh yeah, we'll get the tractor there. He will be there.
Okay. And then White Pine, I don't know if Josh is still on, but I'm curious as to, sounds like the track was in pretty good shape. And, was it a big difference between track conditions in the spring versus the fall? And is there any, any tricks or anything you could pass on to the fall guys to add more water or whatever to see if it, we can get a little bit better track?
I think that the biggest difference is the weather outside. From what I've seen, I was up there this past fall, and from what I've seen, that track was about as close to ours as I've seen. But their outdoor conditions was about the same as what ours is in the spring this past fall.
Wet.
Okay, so we have to pray for a lot of rain leading up to the event to get some moisture in the arena. Is that kind of the way it was? Not too hot, not too dry.
Right. See, the outside temperature down here this weekend was, warmer than it is when there or has been in the fall.
Right.
And I think
Okay.
that was part in it because we actually done the track for them not this past year but the year before, and we done everything we done the first time we made a track in there, and we couldn't get it. It wasn't like our spring track, and it wasn't by the lack of effort because we done everything we done to ours to that one, and it still didn't turn out.
Gotcha. So on traveling points, I did sign up again. I actually have 2 tractors, so you guys will have to keep me straight on that. Make sure I declare which tractor I'm pulling a number for, so I can't switch them up on you. I think that's important. And I know when we did Center Hall last year, if you pulled 4 classes, you pulled 4 numbers, and you could put them where you want. I'm not sure that's fair for traveling points. I think those numbers ought to be pulled separately. Just a thought on that. And Olan brought up about the Western PA boys. I was talking to some of them that run in that South Buffalo club. It's kind of out in the area where Brian Bortz is. I think it's his home club, and they're running. I mean, all their classes. I think 3,000 to 7,500 or whatever they pull up to. They're running 3 different venues, 4 different hooks. One of the hooks is a county fair hook, and they're combining points there for like a kind of a mini circuit champion. And this got me thinking, I pull a lot up in north central Pennsylvania. When I started pulling, I didn't know anybody. This is 5-6 years ago. So I just jumped around to all the clubs, and I still do pull with, 4 or 5 clubs. And some of those clubs, you got a set of guys and they only pull with that club. And, we don't pull with those guys over there. We don't like the sled or whatever their reason is. And it got me thinking that, what would be wrong with, each club having their own individual points championships, which they do because they got 5, 6, 7 hooks a year. But a couple of clubs may be getting together and say, hey, we're going to take the best 3 from our club and the best 3 from your club and make it a joint championship. I think that, like Olan always says, try to help the sport grow. Each club would get additional hooks if you tried to do something like that, which would, raise money for the club. So just something to think about there. And
going to the playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs. And so I'll finish with this final subject, and it's on rules. And Olan will always like to say, well, everybody controls their own sandbox. But, just in the 5-6 years I've been involved, some of the rules, luckily have been kind of consolidating into a common set. And I'll just give you a couple examples. Everybody knows what the 11-foot rule is, but there's still some clubs out there that don't go by that. They go by, you can only have weights, 18 inches or 24 inches off the front of the sheet metal. Things like, you can't run an aluminum radiator. You have to have a stock ignition, stock fuel, tank location. And then you get into the whole tire size limit. And although I think this one has gone away, when I first started, you couldn't run a John Deere A below 5,000. So all those kind of restrictions limit people traveling around and playing in the different sandboxes. So I think the more we talk about it, the more some of those restrictive rules will go away. And then one I'd really like to spend some time talking on, but not tonight, is top cut versus full cut. And I know we got a tire cutter with us. So maybe next time or some other time we could get his perspective, or if he wants to take a couple of minutes tonight. So he'll say, oh, good top cut will outpull a full cut, which I've seen it, I've seen it go that way many times. But you have clubs that, and even JJ, I think, mentioned it, their 4 mile an hour class, which I love to run 4 mile an hour, is top cut only. And I always have to scratch my head, why is that? So I'll just leave it at this. One thing I'm going to throw out there tonight and to see if it gets any traction. After the season's over this fall, I wouldn't mind having a couple sessions, not as a podcast, but a Zoom meeting, or, we can get our good buddy JR to set us up on this virtual online thing where we're not broadcasting to the world, but maybe invite whatever clubs want to join in and talk about, see if we can't narrow down on sets of rules so that you can draw better numbers because, everybody has the same set of rules. So just something to think about moving forward.
I think for that to happen, we'll have to do a little, like you starting to imply, a little bit of training onto as why a top cut would pull better in certain cases than a full cut or a full cut, and what the actual differences is for people to come to a meeting like that and actually understand the subjects they're talking about instead of, can I just pull my tractor in my tractor, is the example of the class. So yes, we got our work cut out in tractor pulling and in teaching as well as doing. So we're actually trying to teach pullers things. We're not saying that they need terrible amounts or anything, or telling them they're bad. We're just giving them concepts to work with, and that's what we're up to. We don't want to put nobody out of pulling. We just want them to be have more opportunity in pulling.
Yes, and bring more people into the fold. So, life's all about choices. And to me, if you can increase the number of choices as to, where you're going this weekend, and you've probably, I'm sure we've all done it, if I look at any Saturday in, the middle of the summer, I could go 3 different places. Well, sometimes you'll get rainouts at 2, and then guess what? I'm heading into the 3rd one. So I've done that.
It is expensive to own one set of tires just to go to one location once a year.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. So I think the more, like you said, the more we educate people, the more we have the discussion. I mean, with my full cuts, I've been whipped by top cuts many times. So I don't, on any given day, I don't think anybody has an advantage. So.
Yep. So,
okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I think that's where I'm going to end it.
We'll solve them along with some tractable discussion in the future.
Oh no. We got the tire cutter on there.
I was going to say he's sitting right there. That's
LW,
You're
you're up to opinion status now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, have different opinions on tires. Some people are Safe Mark fans. Some people like Biff Goodwrench.
Look. We ain't talk about kinds of tires. We're talking about top cut or full cut. We ain't talk about no SATs. So just move on.
I would be willing to bet money that I could take a SAT top cut with about 3/4 of an inch of bar and out pull a full cut all day long. I would be willing to bet money on it.
Now, is that only with an SAT or is that any top cut?
I would lean more towards the SAT because it's more basically designed off of the full cut.
Greg, I'm with you 100%.
I see you shaking your head, Greg. It's
I'm taking that bet right now.
Now you see how the tire cut. Now you see how the tire discussion's getting ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to need a whole session on that. But I think we need to have the discussion.
I'm taking that bet right now.
It's all
the only thing I can say,
and the SAT top cut is the closest thing to a full cut out of any top cut tire that you can get, because none of the bars overlap or anything like that. I mean, me and Olan has had discussions about this, and well, he seen a set of my tires perform at Glad Hill last fall, and I believe if you talk to a couple of the people that I've done the SAT top cuts for, they'll tell you it's.
I think to make this discussion simpler, if you were to say an SAT top cut versus an SAT full cut,
Yes.
and then or a Firestone top cut versus a Firestone full cut, I think this discussion would be a lot easier to follow.
Well, I think any cut tire, top cut or full cut, either. I mean, if they're right, they're right, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to depend on your track for that day. I've seen too many tires work on this track and took them to another track, and you might as well had inner tubes on.
But and the other thing where the top cut only, not allowing full cut. As we all know, these tires are getting harder and harder to find. And I've had a set of top cuts that were pretty much done, but I could full cut them and bring them back to life again and get a little bit more, pulling out of that set of tires. So that's on that perspective, that's one way of looking where you're limited to just top cut. We all know what these things are, how it's getting to be harder and harder to find a good set to start with.
So yes,
you can find them, you just can't pay for them.
Well,
So, Hillbilly Chrome, you are definitely on the mark of starting discussion, like always, and the perspective is out there. Do we know the answer fully? No, but will we talk about it? Most likely.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll open up that can of worms again sometime.
Okay.
I mean, did you pay attention?
I see a whole show for it. Why not?
Yeah.
Look, you're going to give tractor pullers a chance to argue over what works best. That ain't one show. That's six
There's
shows.
no arguing in tractor pulling. Come on.
No,
I'm just going to say that's
just interesting discussions.
That's a good season going there.
Yeah. Well, you know what I think is ironic about Hillbilly's statement of the rule of not being able to pull a John Deere A under 5,000 pounds. The John Deere man brings up weight, but Farmalls had their TA taken away from them in a million places. They came factory, whether it was 5,000 pounds or 8,500 pounds. But we ain't gonna talk about that because it's those red tractors versus those green tractors.
You can use your TA all day long. I don't care.
What was it? What was that, Matt?
You can use your TA all day long. I don't care.
It will never bother me.
Because see those Virginia pullers and those South Jersey pullers, they get all weird about those Tennessee pullers. They get all weird about that stuff.
Only in the bracket.
See,
I'll speak in on that. I'll speak in on that because I like that ugly stick. If you do not know how to use it, you might as well not even have it on the tractor.
It's an e-brake.
Yep. If you don't know when to pull it and don't pull it at the right time.
Sounds like we're going to have a tire discussion show, right? To tell you.
We're getting some comments on the tire show. I think we're going to have to
Matt, you're right on it. I'm enjoying it. 5 minutes of Matt, and we can do an hour show.
There you go. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you, Matt.
We have a second.
Any more closing statements? Because it's time to go for the evening. Richard, check with everybody, please.
Sure, I'll go around. We'll go around the room. Now I'm back in meeting days. You know what, JJ? We'll start with you. You got anything you'd like to? Any words of wisdom you'd like to pass on? Nope. Apparently not. Nah, he's talking and we can't hear it.
Say you're muted.
Sorry, I have a mic muted. No, I guess I've said enough tonight. I've learned a lot tonight. I know that.
Thank you, JJ.
Yep.
Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Josh?
I just like to say thank you for coming pulled with us last weekend again, and we hope to see you again next year because it's happening.
Again, give me back my ugly stick.
Thank you, Josh.
After you get out of the bracket.
Thanks, Josh.
Carl there?
No, Carl's not there, but
I want to thank Carl for being there.
He's probably still listening. Greg, since you was late, you can speak as much as you'd like.
The same thing though. You know, we got till April 1st. April 1st is the deadline, so it's got to be in by April 1st.
All right.
April 2nd or April 2nd at 1 a.m. in the morning, you're still not getting in.
What, as long as it's postmarked by April 1st, maybe, or
That's it.
No,
April 1st is it.
You're not. That's it. We ain't playing. Look,
No,
this ain't election week. We ain't playing postmark. You're either in or you're not.
no.
no,
It's,
but yeah,
a text.
and if you go in on April 1st to your post office and they stamp it, is that
Nope.
good? Even though you might get it the 4th or 5th.
No, I can get a text message or
There
an
you go.
email or
Right,
something.
right.
There's 3 of us, so.
Okay. That's because that's gonna. I don't know if it happened to you last year. I've been in enough indoor pulling events, you know, helping them run stuff, and if it's postmarked, we would accept it. So I don't know how you guys did that. So
Yeah. No, I mean
They're
it's pretty
doing all
easy.
electronic, so it's either there or it's not.
It's pretty easy to pick up the phone and text somebody.
sure.
All right. Thank you again, Greg.
And Mike.
Well, Mike's still here. He's here.
I know, but he might not get thanked otherwise.
Yet. Pork chop.
Yes, sir.
You and your SATs got anything more to say? I am
no.
with Greg though. I'll take that bet any day you want.
Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
Well, you know, you betting against me, I know what end of that stick you always end up on.
But that's funny because I don't think I've lost one yet. But keep going.
Oh, you
Hey,
haven't?
so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
All right. Well, I guess come to Cali and we'll do this again.
It's gonna be better. It's gonna be better.
One more again. Let's go.
It'll be better.
There's another vote for a tire show.
Yeah. No, I mean we pretty much wrapped up everything. Hopefully we can get some of the Southwest guys. Maybe we can get Noah to attend the April 5th pull. Maybe he can come up there and hang out with us for the day. I'm gonna reach out to JJ or James Lone, see if they can get Noah up there, and maybe they'll come up and pull with us a little bit. I mean, we're going to have class for him up there anyway, whether they're able to show up or not. So plus it'll give Richard a little bit more time to play and Olan some time to play, and we can run a little bit faster class for them guys.
Okay.
All right. Well, with all the comments about the tire discussion, I'd really like if they'd comment in exactly what they want to talk about, because we ain't having an SAT versus 151 argument, because that just ain't even a discussion. So, but you know, do you want to talk about top cut versus full cut? Do you want to talk about rules? Pretty much sounds like we're going to have a tire show there, gentlemen. But like to know what they want to hear out of a tire show.
Yep. Radio, non-radio, we don't care. We're just here to discuss. We're not going
2020 42s.
All right. Oh, no. So what else we got?
No, that's
Well, Nicole, what's your input on the tires, Nicole? She said she wants in on the tire show. So.
Oh.
Well, I guess that's all the guests. Thank you all for being here again. Hold on, Mike. Would you like to say anything as your final thoughts? Thank you for being here as well.
Thank
I would
you.
not forget, Mike. Hold on.
I think I'm good. I think we've covered everything except for the tires. We need to work on the tires.
No, we'll always need to work on tires.
Greg would also like anybody to send him the updated schedule so he can get that out. That's a comment there at the bottom of the screen for some of us that can't read comments.
I can't read.
But other than that, now it's 100% your turn.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody being on. I appreciate the listening audience. I think you JR likes them likes added to it. We like you sharing it on your pages. Subscribe. We'll be back for more. We're still enjoying it, and I think our viewers enjoy it. And there's a lot of people need the information we're trying to share with you. use it the best you can. Don't get in no fist fights. Just be happy that we're just talking to you. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
That's pretty much to the
how do you
point.
follow it? How do you follow that?
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Can I get him to cut me a set of SATs?
Can you get who to cut you a set of SATs?
Absolutely.
I got him to cut me a set. You know what? I sold him back to him. It just didn't work.
That's because you wouldn't listen.
When have I
There you
ever
go.
listened?
Exactly.
No,
you go.
I have
I told him
seen
he
them
needed a
work.
ratchet strap too. Don't forget. All right, let's go.
6 different people told me to put a rabbit strap on that tractor.
Hey,
that day.
give me a call sometime. We'll talk about it.
Oh
We
boy,
will.
So,
God help us all. Anyway,
All right, guys.
all
That's
right.
cool.
Thank everybody for being here. Thank everybody for tuning in. As JR would put it, do all the things, like, subscribe, share, all those happy, whatever you want to call them, for Facebook and YouTube and all of Jerry's little fans out there. Jerry, it's your
You
turn.
haven't. You mentioned the date, Olan, for the next show in April.
Is it April 17th, a Thursday night? I don't have a calendar.
I'm looking.
12th is Saturday.
Yeah, Richard has to be programmed early.
Apparently.
Yeah, 17th. Yeah, 17th is.
17th.
That's what we're probably going to do our next show on.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Great guest tonight. Great talk. Hillbilly Chrome. Good job, everybody. I guess
All
we'll
right.
see you the 17th. Keep an eye out on Facebook, and we'll get the information out to you. Come and watch. Come and join.
Roll the video.
Will it be a
Roll
tire
the video,
show?
too.
Who knows? But we'll see. All right. Until then, thank you all.
Thank you.
Roll the video.